What's up? This is the story so far.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Steven. Great to be back with you another week. And
You're acting like it's kind of a surprise that you're back. Great to be back with you another week.
it is great to be back.
I'm surprised that we're back.
I'm not surprised that we're back. I'm surprised that he's actually here today. And he's running late today too. Like he had big things to do or something.
Actually, I was perfectly on time. Damn those Cowboys.
Anyway, on to the show. Well, let's just start this thing off right. So today's the start of the football season. For the next 4 months, it's football time. And that's awesome because you wait 8 months for this. And it's finally here.
Go Giants.
Yes, go Giants, but only because they're playing the Cowgirls. So, and death to them. So, what do you got for us today, Aaron?
Well, actually, I got we went to Summer Decompression 4 show this last week. Advertised it last week on the show, and so I got a little bit of a report for you. I actually did make a highlight video of it, but I'm having a real hard time getting it uploaded. I was so close this morning that if I wouldn't have had to go to work at 8 o'clock, I would have had it done. But we're still struggling to try and get that posted, so stay tuned, campers. Hopefully you will see that. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough battery power to last the whole show, so there were several bands that I was unable to get some highlights of. But hopefully you guys enjoy the highlights that you do see. The camera work wasn't all that great, but hopefully you're able to hear the music and enjoy the bands that you do hear. As far as my report goes, I'll give you a rundown of all the bands that were there. The day started off with Maverick and the Sweetheart Rebellion. As you know on the show, I mean we're huge fans of theirs. It was great to see them on a huge stage. So as always, they rocked the show. Did great. It was great to actually see a lot of the fans out there supporting him. A lot of us came out, showed up in our swag, so it was really awesome. Then you had a band called Danger Alley. The thing to take from that was it was 3 old guys and one young dude. They actually took way too long to set up. I mean, they brought props and set them up, and then they ran to the back after they got their props set up and actually got dressed, came out thinking they're huge rock stars. I mean, they're in leather pants, leather jacket, leather gloves, studded leather jacket.
Wow.
And it was funny to watch them. They did have some okay songs, but again, they didn't put on that much of a show because they took too much time. Then you had Opal Hill Drive, who, if you guys have been paying attention, you saw our interview with Jedi from Opal Hill Drive. Definitely a great band. Look them up on Facebook. They rocked it, and it was during their set. It started raining, and we sat there with our umbrella just before it started raining. Just popped that open and just sat there and enjoyed the show. After them came Perfect Disorder, who was definitely a 80s. I'd like to say they were hair metal, but they played a few decent songs. But anyway, they were actually mostly a cover band. So they had a few of their songs, but then they covered a bunch of other songs, and they did an all right job. Lead singer definitely needs a new haircut though. You should have seen his hair; it was terrible. Then you had Vertical Overtone. Honestly, I don't remember those guys too well. They were pretty good. And then after them, you had Zombiance. And I definitely recommend you guys looking up Zombiance, going out and finding a show with them. If you do go to one of their shows, definitely be prepared for an 18 or 21 years and older show. When they came out, those guys came out and they were dressed up. I didn't know. I was expecting a show similar to what you would see with Slipknot, due to the fact that they were all dressed up with, they had masks on and makeup. So I was definitely expecting that type of a show, but it actually really ended up turning into, their set was more of a Rob Zombie-esque style music. It was actually a very cool set. I enjoyed all their music. And one of the most notable things about their set was that they did a cover of Lady Gaga's Bad Romance, but they switched up the words with their own words. And it ended up, I think they called the song Dead Romance. It was actually a really cool cover. So they did a great job. The other thing that notable about them was their two little groupies that they had were very slutty and were very inappropriately dressed for the family venue that we were at. I mean, tons of kids got to see the one girl pick her panties right out of her ass. So
I think he meant butt.
I'm sorry.
Radio edit.
Her buttocks. But, you know, it definitely, I was happy, but yet disappointed I didn't get that on camera, because that would have been so funny to show people and just sit and laugh our butts off about.
I agree. Way to go.
So then you had Hurricane Carter, who actually turned into, their show was more of a scream metal type sound. Definitely not my kind of music. I really thought that out of all the bands there, just due to the fact of what their type of music is, I enjoyed them the absolute least. Then you had the Scotty Hayes Band, who they actually had a good old-fashioned style, kind of rock and country style, I guess you'd have to say. And then you had, looks like you had the headliner was Enough's Enough. And they were billed as being a 80s hair metal band, but I'll tell you, when they stepped out on stage, lead singer and the lead guitarist looked like they were out of the 70s. Drummer actually looked like he was in an 80s hair metal band, and then the bassist looked like he was more of a modern style kind of guy. We listened to their first song, thought that they sucked, and so we got up and left as they started their second song, and the music did not improve as we were walking away. So, you know, during the whole show, like I said, it rained off and on us, and so it was definitely an eventful show, but we definitely had a good time. There were quite a few people that actually showed up for the show, and they kept coming and leaving, so I couldn't tell you, even give you an approximate of how many showed up, because like I say, they came. Some were just diehard fans of certain bands, so as soon as they were done with their set, then the people would leave and that. But I definitely suggest you guys show up in the springtime for winter decompression, and then they will be doing summer decompression 5 next September. So we'll keep you guys abreast of all that. But definitely a show I highly recommend that people show up. It was, you know, a ton of bands for a really low price. I mean, we were able to get our tickets for free, fortunately, but for those that got them beforehand, they were only $12, and it was $15 the day of the show. So
And you get to see like 7 or 8 bands.
yeah, I mean, and you know, most of those bands were all local except for the headliner, and so I mean, it was definitely a great show, and I would put it on par with probably the Big Ass Show. Hopefully they get more sponsors for the show, so they have some other booths and that set up. I definitely have plans for us to try and get in there and see what we can do about getting a booth set up next year. So we'll see what happens with that. What else you got?
I got Rockfest 2012.
Well, I was going to bring that up later.
Oh, well then, I guess we'll move on to that later. So, honestly, I don't have much, because
Well, I got a few things.
I'm not as cool as you. I've spent all week trying to get my car to pass emission and inspection. Finally did.
Good for you.
So,
Good for you.
yeah. And and now I'm still having problems.
Well, one thing that made news was Michael Clark Duncan died this weekend.
Oh yeah.
That really sucked. I really liked him as an actor. He was in one of my favorite movies, which is The Green Mile. It was based off of a set of books by Stephen King. Definitely a highly recommended read for anybody, and definitely a movie that you should all go see. Starred Tom Hanks, as well as Michael Clark Duncan, and several other fine actors. It's one that I have my eyes peeled out for to pick up on Blu-ray. It's definitely one I want to own. But he was in that. He was in Armageddon.
I thought that was him.
Yeah, he was also in. He was in a movie with the Friends actor that's got the new thing coming out. Matthew Perry. Yeah, he was in The Whole Nine Yards. I think he was in The Whole 9 Yards.
I don't know.
So.
I know he's in some weird movies that I never heard of, like something about a fish, man. The Slimin' Salmon.
Is that what it is?
That's what it's called. Oh man.
Well, he was in some notable movies. He was in a TV series, I think just last year. I don't think it lasted that long, but he was in a TV series. So, but anyway, yeah, my condolences to his family. Oh, I don't know if you know who a reality contestant by the name of Omarosa is. She used to be on The Apprentice. But anyway, she was known as being a real bitchy black lady, African American, to be politically correct. But no, she was really known as being a real bitch, and she was in a couple other reality shows, and so they were actually engaged to be married shortly before he had a heart attack and went into the hospital, and then he was in the hospital for a month and then died. So condolences to her. We'll see what happens with her fighting for what's left of his estate. Also in the news, saw that just today that the news I was just telling you about what's his bucket, Donovan McNabb becoming an analyst for the NFL Network. I lost his name there for a second. So yeah, Donovan McNabb is becoming a analyst for the NFL Network now. So his playing career is definitely over. Even though I don't think there was any questions by any real football fans on that.
I was gonna say I don't think he could have played even if he wanted to.
I don't think so either. I think if he was going to continue playing, he'd have to go to an arena league or something like that.
Yep. By the way, the movie that Michael Clark Duncan is playing in with Matthew Perry is called The Finder.
No, this is an older movie. It's not one that's just coming out. I could swear I may be wrong on that. So anyway, moving on. Other news, another football-related story is that Live with Kelly now has...
Dude, you stole my story.
Well, you didn't bring it up. You moved it over to me, so I'm just...
Okay, so this is my story. Another football-related issue here is Michael Strahan will be on...
Formerly of the New York Giants.
Yeah, he can't play anymore because he sucks. Cause
whatever.
He decided not to play for the New York Giants because they suck too. So he's gonna be on. Do they do it on Channel 13 now? Live with Kelly.
I think they did.
It'll be Live with Kelly and Michael.
So keep your eyes peeled if you're a fan.
He's been a guest star 20 times and they just clicked. Fell in love. Stuff.
Whoa. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he does in daytime talk show hosting duties. So
You said duty.
thanks for that.
No problem.
A couple of things that I want to bring to your attention that I found out this week on the old Facebook. A couple of things that I liked when I was looking around for local music and information on local music. Well, now the old iPods decided they wanted to be slow. But there are several sites that I've liked on my page that I think everybody should go to. One of those is I Support Local Music. They, from what I can tell, they keep you very up to date on local concerts and local venues where concerts are going to be held. So definitely something to take a look at. I'm not sure if you like them or not, but if you have not, definitely something you need to get into. And then there were a couple others here I'm trying to find now. Sorry, I'm a little unprepared at this point.
Actually, we're quite prepared. He's just didn't know he was going to bring this up. So,
Well, if you're quite prepared, then keep on going, champ.
okay. So, Aaron's gay. He just came out of the closet today. I just thought I'd share the news, the happy news with everybody.
Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Thanks for letting everybody know.
No problem. Anytime.
Well, I apologize. I don't have my other sites that I did like, but they're definitely sites for supporting the locals. So I will be more prepared with that next week. Speaking of local things, again at the Ogden Amphitheater, coming up this Saturday, and doors open up at 4:30, I do believe. It's going to be Rockfest 2012, and this is kind of a cool event because what it's going to be is 3 cover bands covering Iron Maiden, AC/DC, and Led Zeppelin. And the cool thing about it is they're all female bands. You got Hell's Bells, Zepparella, and the Iron Maidens. Definitely suggest that you guys take a look at trying to get some tickets. Looks like tickets are $15 a piece. So check that out. You can look it up on Facebook at the Ogden City Amphitheater. And then, like I say, go pick up tickets at Smith's Ticks. Other things that are happening this weekend, we got Maverick and Sweetheart Rebellion out in Magna on Friday night. I think doors open up there around 8 o'clock. Well, it's a bar, so I mean they're going to obviously already be open, but I think for those of you that are going to be there for the show, be there around 8 o'clock. I think Maverick is going to be on at 9, and I honestly don't remember the other band that they are going to be there with. Let me check on that real quick.
Did you like amp up data about it or something?
No, I did not.
I don't even remember doing that. Just so you know.
Okay. Well, thanks for that. While this is coming up, also on, oh, there it is. So you got Maverick and Sweetheart Rebellion. And it does not say the other band that's going to be there. I'm kind of surprised by that. Anyway, there will be another band there. It's supposed to be a good time. From what I understand, the filling station is a great venue. It's going to be at 8987 West, 2700 South. And that's out in Magna once again. So for those of you that can make it, we look forward to seeing you there. I know that Tiffany and I are definitely going. So you know, if you guys potentially want to ride, then we'll probably give you a ride. So just letting you know. So then
Come on, ride the train and ride it.
Then on Saturday, the Red on Black has a show, and they are going to be with Geisler, I guess. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name. The Rooftop Bandits and the Rec Chord. They are going to be at, I do believe it's Kilby Court. So if you don't make it up to Ogden for Rockfest, go check those guys out. We were there at their first show and bought their CD, and I mean, really good music from that band. So also look them up on Facebook if you haven't done so and like them. Speaking of Facebook, I want you guys to know that we did change our Facebook address. We are now at Facebook /The Story So Far USA, all one word. So.
Because we going national with this.
That's right. We're still waiting on waiting on our logo to be done. So that's going to be done here shortly, and we can't wait for that. Go ahead.
I don't remember if we said this already, but we're kind of moving the show in a new direction. Didn't we mention this?
I thought we mentioned it last show, but it bears repeating.
Okay. So we've decided that we're going to take this a little more seriously, and we'll still be ourselves and goofy and all that stuff, but we're going to support more local music and try and get more interviews and everything like that, and try and be a little more serious about it. So, yeah.
Hopefully that's something to look forward to. Please definitely tell your friends about our show. Tell them to
Like us
it.
on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. Look us up on YouTube, Dutch Era 90210. And you can email me, DutchAaron@hotmail.com. Or you might be able to email Steven at
high_voltage83@rocketmail.com.
Alright, if you guys have any questions or comments, definitely hit us up.
Just hit me up on Facebook, it's easier to remember.
Yeah, you know, you can obviously hit me up on Facebook anytime. I'm on it almost 24/7.
Or you can email our producer at
green-eyed-girl_81@yahoo.com.
just as hard to remember.
Yay! We'll post them on our Facebook
Yeah,
page.
we'll post them on Facebook.
Sure, it's already there for me. So, but definitely keep an eye out for better things to come. You know, hopefully production on our shows will pick up a little bit.
Yeah,
So
when when our producer's not distracted,
I'm-
maybe we might have some sound effects.
I am trying to find the
That-
band
that-
that they are playing against on or with on freaking Saturday.
it's not a battle of the bands. So,
No, I know.
It's not
I
a
meant
video
with. I meant with.
just show up. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good time.
Mavericks playing, it's gonna be a good show.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be there. I'm not sure if we'll have video of that show. We'll see if we take the camera with us. More than likely, we'll try to. I still have to get the video that you took at their.
Molly, you're way behind.
I am way behind on getting that edited, but I'm going to be working on it. So,
I think we should try something. We'll talk about this and discuss it.
okay, well, I guess we're going to try something different. But anyway, I'll definitely still try and get that one uploaded here shortly. Like I said, I'm having trouble with summer decompression highlights. So as soon as I get that one loaded up, then I'll move on and get the Maverick Slash show updated. Also, one thing to keep in mind is right now we're tossing around the idea of also doing a podcast. So that may be coming shortly. And also something that you don't know is we're looking into getting our own website.
High five for telling me.
I'm letting you know right now, buddy. You know,
By the way, if you guys have any information or feedback that you'd like to give us, comment on our Facebook. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
feedback is always welcome. So
Don't mean we're going to take it into account, but
we always take it into account. Negative feedback will be met with positive reaction as soon as we show up at your door with a baseball bat. You know, I think that's going to be a show for this week. So we'll definitely have highlights, well, I should say a report of the filling station next week, and hopefully some highlights of that, and hopefully news from the upcoming week, and football scores. I don't know if we'll have scores, but
we'll have scores.
we'll be talking about things.
We'll have scores.
So hopefully the Giants are doing good, since we're not able to watch that right this second. And we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks again. This has been Aaron.
This has been Steven with the story so far.